Welcome to day 4 of our 30-day free Pilates challenge. Today we are going to do our shoulder bridge, so bringing our head down, giving those necks a little bit of a break. Shoulder bridge, basic. We can just come up and then come back down, staying in a neutral spine. So those of you wanting to stick with that basic option, that's where we'll be. Next option, one leg's going to come up and we lower lift. So we're going to alternate, or Jenna will give us that 30-second count in between, and then we will change sides when we get to that option. So it's that lift, lower, and drop. All right, let's start our challenge from the very first exercise. Neutral spine. I'm going to show the very basic option, and then stick with that for a little bit longer. All right, Jenna, ready? Start the clock. Here we go. So that neutral, we draw the leg out, lift, lower, and bring it back. So those of you wanting to stick with that first option, that first level, especially as we start to go into more length, more endurance. Those of you remembering that second option for that first exercise, day up. Good. Head, neck, and shoulders. We lift, lower. So that single leg stretch with our lower lift, making sure that imprint is strong all the way through. Good. So as you're joining in day to day, building on that strength, we want to watch our form. Think of that precision through your movement and active breath. So using those accessory muscles to support that back as we build on that strength. Controlling through. Should have taken off my hoodie. That's okay. Good. Big breath. Exhale, lower lift, and drop back. Good. Those of us just joining into those options, you can always use the mat to support that head and neck as you go through. And allowing that knee just to fall in line with the hip, not pulling that knee any closer. All right, make sure you balance both sides. Right, left, going into exercise number 2. Good. So we're doing that single leg, adding those obliques. Those of us in that first option, if you need that little bit of a break, we're doing that leg slide through neutral and coming across. So that was our exercise number 2 in our variation. So still working those obliques, okay, but keeping the leg down, that closed kinetic chain. Okay, still lots of work. Neutral is tough. Okay, it almost feels like we hit that wall as we come across, nowhere to go, but we're working in that natural plane. Good, and working through that control. Where that body stays in neutral. We work in neutral mostly through the day. Okay, we stand in neutral, we do our sports in neutral, we do our activities in neutral. So it's important to build our strength in neutral and not always staying in that imprint as we exercise. Good, controlling through. Again, if you're wanting that extra option, that lengthening. Good, so as you build day to day, make sure you're jotting down on what you do or what options you take. Good, if you can't quite make it through that full minute, write it down. Where do we start? Good, then from here, head can come down, heels together. We lower lift. So bend and stretch, lower lift. That third exercise, day 3 in that challenge. That upper abdominal wall has to work a little bit more if we keep that head down, making sure that we're not lifting through the back. Good, and then that first level of option on this third day was that little toe tap. Good. Those of us really starting from the beginning and having difficulty working through, start with the legs down, lift up. So really isolate. Good. So it's that toe tap, that toe lift. Good. If you're really challenging yourself, go for it. Long lever. Down and back up. Good. Heels together, you squeeze. You always have the option to bring the head up. Good. Just trying to get through that endurance. We're only on day 4. So by the end of the month, 30 minutes of core work or Pilates exercises back to back is going to be a lot. Control. And back. Go again. Play with it. Good. Get that body moving. And isolate. Good. If you're working with a partner. All right, here we go. Right into that shoulder bridge. So head down, feet down. Good. Jenna, let me know when we're in that 30 seconds. So again, option 1. Just that nice control, head, neck, neutral. Good. From here, those of us taking that nice long line. The focus on the shoulder bridge is to keep that equal distance between your ribs and hips. Good. So a lot of times we have that tendency of wanting to collapse. Good. Here we're trying to build, again, the stabilizers around the pelvis. Pelvic floor still connecting. Inhale up, exhale. So that leg is strong and active right from the quad. We want to think about letting that length happen, hip to toe, as we create that movement. Your supporting side stays level. So knees, hips, and ankles halfway through. Good. So it's that right up and isolate. Make sure you're not over-recruiting the hip flexor to pull the leg in. It's that long lever. That leg is moving in the hip socket. Up and reach. So again, think of that nice form. Good, that weight load should be across the mid-upper back and never feeling it in the neck. Good, so you should always be able to lift that head at any given time, knowing that load's across the mid-upper back. Good, nice neutral, nice and strong. There we go. Day 4 complete. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like today and make a comment, and share with your friends. We'll see you tomorrow.